It's the final countdown for the biggest bicycle race Gering has ever seen. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story, in just over a week, more than 500 gravel cyclists, their families, and entourages from 40 states will descend on the area for the inaugural USA Cycling Gravel National Championships. This week, local officials and event organizers met with reporters to discuss the event, as well as street closures needed to accommodate the expo, the start, and the finish of the race. Gering Visitors Bureau Director Carla Needon-Streak says excitement around the event is building.
Words really can't describe the excitement of what's going to happen in our communities next week. And as the setup starts next Thursday, I think it's all going to come into focus for all of us who've never been to one of these events before to know what it's going to look like. But basically, 10th Street, the Gering Civic Plaza, and the Gering Civic Center will become the center of those national events.
City Administrator Pat Heath described the street closures, which will be in stages starting around the Civic Plaza next Thursday and then expand to include 10th Street, Kimball Avenue, and M Streets the following Saturday.
It will affect us a little bit. It's a large closure. It's probably the largest closure I think the city has ever experienced at one time. But I think we've kept some strategic points open. We've left access for the fire department. We've left access for emergency vehicles.
Those closures, which start next Thursday in stages around the plaza and expand to routes out and back in the city on Saturday, will not be extended to the gravel, according to local coordinator Aaron Rains.
We understand and appreciate that this is where you live and work. And like I said, we ask riders to respect that. We also hope that we can get a little respect, the other direction. So, like we said, a little bit of impact, that kind of thing, but we're not closing roads out on course or anything like that.
USA Cycling National Events Director Kyle Knott says he's looking forward to the feedback they'll get from the participants on the expo and the races.
We want to hear good feedback that the city of Gering was welcoming, that they enjoyed their experience here, that they're looking forward to coming back. And so really we want to know that the race was a solid race. I think we've got a great course that we've designed for each of the distances. So the thing that we're hoping for is that it was a great experience and they're looking forward to coming back.
Residents are encouraged to get into the spirit of the event, including the expo at the Civic Plaza, which will run from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. the day before the race. Well, the City of Alliance will soon begin its hunt for their next chief of police. Philip Lukens, who has served as the City of Alliance police chief since December of 2020, has submitted his resignation effective September 15th. City Manager Seth Sorensen says Lieutenant Kirk Felker has been appointed to serve as interim police chief while the executive search for the full-time position is completed. Sorensen says on behalf of the City of Alliance, they wish Chief Lukens the very best in his future endeavors. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. Geothermal greenhouses produced by a Box Butte County company are in the running to be the coolest thing made in Nebraska for 2023. Over the past 10 years, Greenhouse in the Snow of Alliance had installed more than 700 of the greenhouses, which use mainly geothermal heat, but also harness energy from the sun through passive solar heat collection. Products from candy, whiskey, and handcrafted soap to 100% recycled plastic lumber, all-terrain tracked wheelchairs, and mini pontoon boats are also among the top 16 products in the contest sponsored by the Nebraska Manufacturing Alliance. All the competitors can be viewed at nemanufacturingalliance.com with online votes from the public accepted through September 3rd. Well, the Nebraska Department of Transportation says 23 people were killed on state roadways in July. These constituted of 20 separate fatal crashes, and at least 15 of the 23 victims were not wearing seatbelts. Location-wise, there was 1 fatality on the interstate, 13 on other highways, and 9 on local roads. The NDOT notes that 1 of the fatalities was a pedestrian, and 3 of them were motorcyclists.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Fridays in the Field, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. We're here at West Mill Flowers with Becca Monroe, who joins us now. Becca, a lot has happened this summer since we've been here. We were here about a month and a half ago, and already you guys are doing a lot of different things. So tell us what goes on this time of year.
Yeah, so this time of year we are bursting with color. It is so fun, but we are also now thinking about what we do after harvest. And we're thinking, we have frost on our mind for lots of reasons, but how can we prepare for fall planting? So we are currently tearing out beds, weeding, and then we will start planting out fall planting. We're plotting, like, once things start happening, how are we going to do soil amending and resting our fields?
So what sorts of things are you planting in the fall?
Yeah, so a little bit newer to me this year, but we will be planting out some salvia, some more yarrow. We have Dusty Miller that I'll be putting in our high tunnel, and a couple of other fun things that we know can plant, and we will have just bountiful harvest early spring.
So you're doing all of that while also balancing. People are still coming out for U-Picks and farmers markets. What sorts of things are in bloom this time of year in mid-August?
So mid-August is truly just the most prolific time of the field. Flowers are looking at a full abundance. We honestly have everything in bloom right now. So it is so fun. I just love coming out here in the evenings and just surveying everything and just taking it all in. You got to take it in, otherwise it gets tiring.
Well, it is absolutely stunning out here. I'm wondering, what is it like to balance everything that goes on right now plus everything that you're planning for not only the fall but also next spring?
Yeah, so we just kind of take it day by day. I just kind of write out my list of importance, of SOS, this needs to get done ASAP, this is what we should be thinking about. We're also starting to go through what should we be ordering for seed. I like to get my seed all ordered by mid-September. And so it's just kind of just a process of slow and steady wins the race, but also we need to get things done.
You also mentioned that pest pressure is something you're keeping an eye on right now. What does that look like here?
Yeah, so actually this was our best year for pests. For some reason they stayed away and we were so excited about that. We are seeing a little bit more of the bugs coming in, but we also have a lot of beneficial bugs. So we have to take that into consideration, and we are very cautious about spraying in the field. So we're trying all different tactics this year.
Beneficial bugs, what do you mean by that?
So tons of praying mantises are out here. Spiders, as much as they creep us out, they do their fair share out in the field. We're starting to see our orb weave spiders, which just can terrify the heck out of you. And so I always wear gloves out here as false protection on my hands. We also have bumblebees, and they are sleeping underneath a lot of the celosia at night. A bunch of different wasps that truly do a good job getting rid of all of the pests that we don't want out here.
Okay, I would have never considered that. Okay, so we'll talk about this in about 6 weeks or so, but you guys also do a lot of activities in the fall. What goes on here at West Mill Flowers in the fall?
Yeah, so more fall, we kind of have our frost party where we just walk away and we say, yay, that was an awesome year. But then we prepare for wreath making and more winter activities. So we take a couple of weeks to take deep breaths and say, wow, we did it. And then we prepare for things to come around, usually we do beginning of November through mid-December.
All right, all good things. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That again, Becca Monroe joining us. She's the owner of West Mill Flowers just outside of Raymond, Nebraska. That'll do it for this week's episode of Fridays in the Fields, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, 2 new shows will grace the galleries of the West Nebraska Arts Center for the month of September. In the main gallery will be the works of Becky Grismer of Aberdeen, South Dakota, in a show titled Family Tree. Program manager Stephanie Coley says Grismer works in a variety of mediums in 2 and 3 dimensions.
She uses cold wax, she uses old photographs, she uses wood, sculpting, because the 3D, some of them will be life-size because they're like people, and she's reconnecting with her roots and finding histories about where people come from and how they're connected to nature. So it's really a lot of medium in there.
Downstairs in the Bronson Gallery, a variety of artists will display works tied to mental well-being and challenges in the show Parade, a celebration of mental health awareness. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.